I'd also like to show you how to check your tuning on your guitar. Now there are electronic tuners and pitch pipes and all kinds of things, but the really good old-fashioned way of doing this is to compare the strings with each other. Now if I tune your guitar for you each week, it shouldn't go too badly out of tune. And so what we're going to do in this exercise, we're going to assume that the E string, that's the little E string, the high-pitched E string, that's the string that's nearest the floor. We're going to assume that that string is in tune. And we're going to check the other strings with it. So here's where your easy fret kit will come in handy if you have one, because what you need to do is to put your finger on the second string, which is the B string, behind the 5th fret, so you're looking for the label that says 5B, and if you put the finger on the string, make that 5B disappear, if you like, you know you're in the right place. Not on the fret, just behind, with a nice arched finger. Notice, nice clean short fingernail. Finger on 5B, press nice and hard, play that B string, and then play the open E, and it should sound the same. And that's pretty much in tune, isn't it? Obviously, if it doesn't sound right, then you've got to tune the B string, not the E string, because you are assuming that's in tune. So you need to turn the peg on the B string. Now be very careful how you're doing that. Let's do the next comparison. This is, if you like, the odd man out. Go to the G string, which is the 3rd string, 4th fret, so you're looking for 4G in my code. So finger on the G string, behind the 4th fret, make that 4G label disappear. Press nice and hard, play the G string. Now play the string below it, which is the B, open B. Pretty good. Okay, now we go to the D string. 4th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5D is what you're looking for, 5th fret of the D string. Play that, compare it with 1 underneath it. Now that's not quite right, that's slightly sharp, slightly too high. So the one to tune is the one you've got your finger on, the D string. I'm going to turn the peg clockwise, that's towards me, that will detune the string. Is it a bit sharp? Remember, tiny steps with the pegs. You know, don't go cranking the peg round and round and round, because obviously you'll have a guitar very, very out of tune before you know it. So just tiny steps, keep checking. It's pretty good now. Going to move on to the A string, the 5th string. 5th fret, so you're looking for the label 5A. Finger on the A string, the 5th string, behind the 5th fret. Play that string and play the open D. And again, that's slightly sharp, slightly too high. So turn the peg clockwise or towards you, a tiny step. It's a little bit sharp. When you get experience of this, you'll feel how much to turn the peg, but obviously when you're a beginner, it's quite weird. Pretty good. And to our last string now, the thickest E string, capital E. Again, it's the 5th fret. 5th fret of the E string. Press nice and hard on that 5E label, make the 5E label disappear. It's a little bit sharp, turn the peg towards you. So the rule is, if the string is too high, turn the peg clockwise, this way, towards you. If the string is too low, turn the peg anti-clockwise, away from you. So you assume that the high E string is in tune, you compare the 5th fret of the B string with that open E string, the 4th fret of the G string with the open B string, the 5th fret of the D string with the open G string, the 5th fret of the A string with the open D string, and the 5th fret of the lowest pitched, thickest E string with the open A string. Still a little bit sharp that, so I'm going to turn the peg towards me. And then your guitar is pretty much in tune, and that's a really good way of checking your tuning. It's something you need to work on. It's quite a skill in itself, training your ear to work so that you can hear that the notes are the same, but it's a really good skill to develop, and it's quite a neat way of checking your tuning. If you don't have someone that can tune your guitar, or an electronic tuner to hand. While we're on the subject of tuning your guitar, there's a really good app for the iPhone. If your mum and dad have an iPhone, it's called Guitar Toolkit. I think it costs about $5.99, so it's quite dear as apps go, but it's absolutely brilliant. It's got a really good accurate tuner on it, and loads of extra things like chord diagrams for not just the guitar but loads of instruments. I use it to tune my guitars when I'm recording, when I'm doing these videos, and I use it to tune my banjos up. It's a fantastic app, and it's called Guitar Toolkit. Really, really good if your mum and dad have an iPhone.